Are you're eating those chips on here in honor of Almighty? He's not here, but you want to hold on to his energy. Let's get the podcast going.
Let's go.
Okay.
It's all your fault.
Over here eating chili chips. No, you're the one, because this is the thing that happens is you walk in here, there's like 20 people. They're all at least a little interested to talk to Wack 100. The podcast might start an hour late. You're just in there just fraternizing.
No, never.
No, factoid. What are you drinking? Pink Red Bulls? Yeah. Josh Manhan? What the
I've been having a lot of pink going on in my life.
Oh, God. This is not, we're going to lose viewers if you started out by talking about pussy, bro. Nobody wants to hear that.
Huh?
You're 70 years old. Nobody wants to hear about your
48.
Still.
It's crazy, though. If a heterosexual man talks about pussy, it's a problem. But if a white dude talks about another man's dick, it's cool, right?
We're not talking about it. You gave me a
I never gave you
to start
shit.
The last episode.
R&B
Everybody watching this, stop this episode. Go back and watch the last one. You're going to see him. Give me a It's not my fault that I put it around my mouth, tucked it into the small of my waist of my pants.
I gave it to you.
You gave me the
brought you
the wolf thing.
Yeah, because I had on the,
which my kid was very amused by.
Yeah.
I told her this is from Wack. Anyway, we have a very big announcement for the people out there, which is that we now have the new and improved, and I have a name for it. You let me know if you like it.
What?
The Wack tier. We're going to call it the Wack Pack. So anyone who pays for the Wack and Adam and Wack, level of membership are part of the Wack Pack.
There you go. And we're going to do something for you, goddammit.
We're going to give them extra episodes. That's the plan. We are actually filming another episode with Long Beach residents the viral way after this episode, and that episode will be an exclusive for the Wack Pack for a sustained period of time.
What's their name? I just know them by viral way.
I have them saved as Green and Messiah in my phone.
Messiah.
Green is the one who looks like Kevin Hart, and Messiah is the other one, yeah.
Looks like Kevin Hart.
Well, that's what everybody says about him.
The darker brother.
Easy to remember him based on that, yeah.
Green and Messiah.
Kevin Hart looking ass. They're cool, though. You said that you didn't want to have Brandon on the podcast with them, so we are going to be analyzing that in this second episode that they can go consume.
You really like on some. You really doing a lot of punk shit up here.
What does that mean?
You let that dude get away with saying dude PC'd up.
About who?
About Almighty.
Well, they were just trying to make sense of the paperwork. He wasn't like saying.
It wasn't no paperwork. That was just booking information.
Yeah, but they were it said the towers or something.
Twin Towers.
They didn't say he PC'd up. They were they were analyzing the situation, trying to figure out if he
There's
PC'd
no
up.
date. And Hefe said, bro, they'll process you on either side. It's where you end up at. Dude started screaming, and I'm waiting for you to be like, hey, bro, chill out, bro.
Well, that is his op.
But
that's Brandon's op. Brandon don't like suspects, so obviously he's going to try to run with the narrative. Although it did feel dirty to me to be sitting across from him. My boy suspect is locked up, bro, and then he's throwing this narrative.
Because guess what? Believe it or not, it's a percentage of people going to believe that.
I mean, I think it was pretty obvious that we were just throwing paint at the wall, but
it wasn't weird.
I did try to stop it.
You got Hefe trying to clean it up. Saying, yo, nah, man, if you got a medical problem or whatever, how they process you in is one way, where you end up is another. Your man screaming, but see, this is what I mean about him. He'll do and say things,
Brandon,
that in our world are serious.
Brandon asked me to share his Instagram post today, and I looked at it, and it called Almighty a sex trafficker in the post. I'm like, I'm not going to share something like that. You really got me up.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, dude got his own, little motive going on. And see, I'm watching the landscape, and we talked about this. Once upon a time, I troll you, you troll me, whatever it was. You may hit below the belt, I hit below the belt. It's cool. It's all for the content. Now, a dude will come at you on the rah-rah, you come back at him on the rah-rah, and next thing you know, he in fear of his life, or, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? You
are really giving voice to the Brandon haters out there. Because it's a very real establishment of people out there.
I'm looking at you like, we got a dude that's literally on some, I want to get people out the building. But who the f is he?
Okay, but you're saying he wants to get people out the building when, from my perspective,
Who is he?
Their first argument wasn't really like, it's not like he was the one who really created this crazy sense of animosity. And then keep in mind, yes, somebody got out the building, but that person pulled a knife and spit on him. But I love how you are so focused on trying to turn him into the bad guy.
Let's keep it real. If dude wouldn't have started snitching on camera.
Wait, what?
Ain't no wait, what? He started, nobody ever seen the knife on camera.
The security also saw the knife. And
that's the security.
As well as multiple other people.
No, that's the security. Allegedly. Dude started screaming. He got a knife, he got a knife, he got a knife. You eliminate that. That shit ain't on the audio. You gonna deal with it a little different. You would have tripped the spitting. But if dude put you in a situation where you had to do what you did, you had to.
If he didn't say it in the video during the podcast, then I would have heard about it from the security and multiple other people.
No, I'm not saying you wasn't gonna hear about it.
Right.
Hearing about it internally is one thing, but the audience hearing it.
So it's snitching even if you're on camera while you're snitching. So if somebody walks in right now and starts shooting at you, and I say, he's got a gun, that's snitching.
Yeah, you tell it.
I mean, what even is telling? You got this ridiculous of a definition.
If you said, oh my God, Greg, don't shoot.
Right.
And I get hit. I'm in the hospital. I'm going to tell you, edit that shit out.
Well,
if Greg is a Chinese dude, they going to say, did you see the dude who shot you? Yeah, I seen him. He got a description. He was 6'5". He had dreads.
Nigerian.
Black dude. Yep. Nigerian. That's it. If they say, when we found out later on you was lying, I'm going to tell them, well, shit, maybe because I got shot, I was shocked. But dude, listen, shout out to Brandon for who he is. But he's a smart dummy to me. He's a book smart dude, but he don't have the street common sense I have. I see what it is. He wants to use everybody to take his step up. That's cool. You didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that. We just are who the we are.
Literally every day on Clubhouse, you're just using other people to
No, I don't.
Gain your way up the ladder.
No, I don't. We okay,
go off, what else are you doing in there?
I don't. We go off strictly what's on the internet. We go off
and whatever you can dig up.
No, if I got some exclusive shit, I got some exclusive shit.
Yeah. So that's today. Not going by what's on the internet.
I got some more exclusive shit today on what's the dude name? From New York, the rapper dude. Max B.
Why? But everybody has to get taken down. Why Max B?
His brother called me.
And said what?
He ratted on him.
Not the wave god.
You want me to play it? He's sending me to work.
Sure, why not?
He's sending me to work.
Are you familiar with Max B's case from back in the day?
I'm familiar with it now.
I'm pretty sure he sent his brother to go rob a girl. The girl's brother came home, or not brother, but her boyfriend came home while he was in the process of...
No.
They killed him.
Went. It was a chick who met some dudes at a club, went back to the hotel with him.
Right.
Had a little money, they had whatever going on.
She reports it to Max B.
She let it to Max B.
Yeah.
Max B let his brother know, allegedly, Pooh Sims or some shit like that, right? So Pooh and the chick double back.
Right.
She had a key. So when she get there, the key don't work. They gang entry going there. Whatever she said was there, what nothing there but a laptop, $800. Right? They smoke them up. They kill somebody up in there doing a robbery.
Because, somebody tries to intervene. Yeah,
right? Everybody get away. Max B get questioned.
Mm-hmm.
He tells him what club that the female works at and what project building she live in.
Oh.
He identifies the chick. They snatch the chick. The chick then identifies Pooh Sims. Right? Max get like 75, 80 years. Pooh get like 100, 125.
Right.
The chick do like 10, 12. She home.
And for people out there, keep this in mind in case you're ever thinking of involving yourself in a murder conspiracy. Max B did not go on the mission. He just provided the information about the target to his brother.
So here it goes. Time goes by. Max get a time to, from like 80 to 20 or something like that.
Yeah, they're chopping it down.
So this when it comes to me. So we running it. We see where we got the paperwork because we found the appeal where he gave him the information on the chick. That was a violation. We seen that. But then it was a sealed file, right? I said, so some in this sealed file. They're claiming he got his time knocked down because of the inconsistency of counsel, right? So next thing you know, everybody always asks, Wack, how do you? They call me, right? I get a call from prison. Pooh Sims, who are you? I'm Max B. brother. Okay, what's up, Max? What you want? He said, man, they was telling me this. What you think I need to do? I said, it's a sealed file there, bro. I said, whatever secret's in that sealed file, only you can get it, though, because you're in there, it's your case. This 6 months ago. He called me today. What's your address? What you got? He said, boy, Wacky was right. I said, what you mean? He said, when dude came back, he put everything on me. Said, I did everything. He put everything on me. That's how he got his time knocked down.
Wow.
Right? So he said, I'm sending you the paperwork so you have it. And boom, this just on the way to no jumper.
Wow.
Look, this shit bad.
Okay, so the new information you about to send me from, I done forgot that nigga name. What's his man name again?
I'm a mail it to you. I'm a mail it to you, man, and then I'm gonna definitely give you a call, and we definitely gonna figure this out. And I gotta call my lawyer real quick before he leaves.
Okay, yeah. So this Pooh, look. So you saying the new information he gave them, they can use against you if you go back on appeal, overturn it. They can use the new information to rebook you.
Yeah, they can use the new information because this is testimony that he gave them when he went back and got resentenced. So you know. This shit crazy, man.
All right, well, send me
for some shit I ain't do. You know I ain't did it, man. And he gonna go lie to these people, man. So I'm gonna definitely shoot you the information.
Send me that new work.
Shoot you the information.
Send it to me, bro.
I got you, so we can.
So they called me.
Wow, what a crazy ending to that
Everybody
story,
calls me. The other day, the Larry Hoover people called me. They called me.
Calling Wack 100 on your own brother, pretty wild. Pretty spicy work right there.
He said in the work, he said, Wack, you was right. So he got the sealed file work. Wow. He says, it says in the paperwork, Max B telling them, could you seal this file? I'm a rapper to hurt my career.
Wow. That's
so when he send the work, he send the work.
I mean, hope that's not true.
These days it's just content.
Doesn't look great, yeah.
It's just content.
Damn.
I mean, look, I tell people it's just, after this whole ordeal, because me and 1090, we battling.
What are you guys battling about?
Well,
free Max B, even if he told.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, man.
Let him out.
Free all the PCs because they deeper than the GPs.
But man,
the GPs need help up in here.
He's not going to have a warm welcome in New York.
The GPs need help.
If all that pans out, he's not going to have a warm welcome when he gets home.
The homie Scando, you know what he told me?
What?
He said, bro, we on a 180. He said it was 140 of them, I guess, on one side. They moved, this is general population. They moved 80 of them out. When they got up the next morning, they brought 80 PCs in. It's 60 general population in. You know what the 80 PCs told them?
What?
When the doors rack is on. When the doors rack, the 80 PCs took off on the 60 general populations. They rolled the general populations up, sent them to the hole, sent 60 more PCs and flipped the yard. Listen, free the PCs because the general population need help.
What is this story right here? I feel like you just went into a different story.
No, it's just real shit. The dude you saw hit Tory Lanez.
Okay.
PC.
Right. And you didn't like my joke.
Nah, that was horrible. This dude took a picture of Tory Lanez where he got blasted up.
With the blood all over him.
With the blood all over him. And said, this is what I look like after I hit my girl on her period. Now, I'm like, bro, what kind of sick, sadistic...
You're the only person who even mentioned that post to me. If
Tory Lanez my guy.
I should have took it down because nobody laughed at it. Nobody thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Nobody, that's the point.
Yeah.
But see, you don't get backlash.
I do.
I think you almost up there with some of these people I've been discovering that don't nobody say nothing about.
So often I will say something usually about race on here and I'll think in my head like, oh, that's got to be the one. That's got to be the Twitter thread. And then it just doesn't happen. Like people are so used to me being edgy and offensive that I think it feels pointless for them to call me out. But then meanwhile, when I said something about Jay-Z not having rappers on his level on his projects early in his career, that had the Twitter wolves on me. This like somewhat nuanced opinion about hip hop that I honestly don't give a fuck about at all That was enough to get them all talking about me. But I feel like I say a lot of things that are like racially charged that should be controversial.
I got the content when I walked in. You was on the phone. I don't know who you was talking to, but you was like, all right, my nigga.
No. Wrong one. You're thinking of Jin Lee, the white boy.
No, you.
No, not I.
It was you.
Not I.
So you said you never said the N-word?
Who in my call log would I have possibly said the N-word to? Let's take a look
Maybe
here.
you was talking to Brick Baby. Y'all do all kind of things.
My wife probably wouldn't want to hear me say the N-word. For Extra, definitely wouldn't want to hear me say the N-word. Brick Baby,
there you go.
Honestly, he would be very okay with that, but not someone I would say it to. King Pill, probably wouldn't care, but you know, Pot Lord, probably.
Yo, so
he'd probably be cool with it.
So me and 1090, it's a battle going on.
Yeah, okay. So explain this to me because let me just break this down. 1090 Jake makes a whole video in which he basically says that there's a newspaper article from the late 60s that says that Larry Hoover told the cops who shot him after him and a couple other people got sprayed up on the block in, keep in mind, the late 70s. So like over 50 years ago.
1968.
1090 Jake makes the video. He doesn't interject any of his own opinion aside from this is what it said in the newspaper. And then you very quickly have the King Yellas of the world, anybody who has room in their heart for Larry Hoover.
Fight 1090.
And they're mad as hell. But you tell me, how is this fake? What's the debunking?
Well, no. Okay, so I debunked him because I didn't know what was going on. I go to Clubhouse and they telling me, have you seen the whatever? They play the 1090 thing.
And when people say we need it in black and white, which is what they always say about snitching, that doesn't include a newspaper article.
Hold on. So
that's not black and white.
We get to that. So when they read it, I said, where's it coming from? Court document, newspaper. So actually, he was responding to me. I think I kicked it off. It was a newspaper. So I said, like, listen, I can't stamp me on a newspaper. We didn't watch the mob manipulate newspaper and make it say whatever they wanted to say. If all you got is a newspaper, boom. 1090 hears that, runs his content. Had a great clip. Very convincing clip. But 1090 went even further and he called him the rat. He said it.
Okay.
So now I respond. I get the shooter who shot Larry Hoover. I interview him. He says Larry didn't give a statement on him. This was wrong in the newspaper. He was never from this gang. He was from another gang.
But then it's revealed that that guy also told.
So at the time, he sounded very convincing to me.
Okay.
The shooter. So I got him on the phone and another high-ranking member on the phone and one of my comrades from the West Coast on the phone. So, you know, I put it up. It's up on the Hunter Show on our YouTube channel. 2 days later, the exposers, you know, they just running their shit. They say, Wack, you think you should have this? So I look at it. I'm like, oh, this ain't good. So I do some bitch-ass nigga shit.
Shockingly.
I totally ignore it.
Really? Doesn't sound like you.
But I don't, not only do I ignore it, they say, do you want us to go dig up that paperwork on Larry Hoover from the courts? I tell my team, no, leave it where it's at. That's what I tell them. 5 hours later, I get a text from 1090. Guess what it is?
The paperwork.
The paperwork. So now I know he knows. So now I'm sitting back and I'm like, okay, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days goes by, right? So now it's kind of like you and Vlad going at it about the subject, and you know what he should do, but he's not doing it, and you're wondering why. So I'm like, why didn't 1090 shoot at me to debunk the shooter's interview with me, right? And I'm thinking about it. I get a phone call a day later. Paralegal team. Hey, Wack, what up? 1090 contacted us. What you mean? Yeah, to go try to find the paperwork.
On the other guy.
No.
The shooter.
No, the real court document on 1968.
Okay.
I said, okay, how'd that go? He said, well, it's available. We located it. He's paid for it, and it'll be to him. So now I know why he didn't expose the shooter's proffer. Because he could have said, Wack, this dude right here snitched in 1992. He proffered, and they know that. And they're squeezing him and making him tell you this story. He could have used that. I would have doubled back and said, well, that's hearsay. That's your assumption. Whatever he proffered on has nothing to do with Larry Hoover. 1090 knows he's dealing with a shark like I know I'm dealing with a shark. He's waiting to get that paperwork.
I sharded the other day.
If he gets that paperwork, right, and it's not good, he's going to expose that, and then he'll expose the shooter. Now, what 1090 standing on is this. He went and found it on another newspaper, the Chicago Tribune. And he's saying, Wack, ain't no way the Chicago Tribune gonna release this, another paper gonna release this. There's no lawsuit in for slander or defamation against him for releasing this. This with 1090 coming. I'm like, yeah, bro, but it still ain't court docs. So if he get the court docs and it's in favor, I don't know what his move is. He gonna have some problems because he called him a rat. That works for me because I'm defending him against 1090. But
you already know that he's guilty. You're just defending him for the sake of the clout?
I don't know.
Oh,
because
at this time.
All they got is newspaper.
Okay.
But, and this is what's crazy, because I got attacked the other day by some people on Clubhouse. I said, yo, if the paperwork come back and is not in his favor, then what? And they said, well, people shouldn't even be talking about it. Nobody can give an honest answer. So I'm like this. People, don't get mad at me. I'm just following the ways of the world. I think that it's so much selective politicking going on. If the right or wrong person rats, whoever they may be, they sweeping it up under the rug. 1090's whole disposition is this. They saying, well, this was 55, 57 years ago. 1090's whole disposition is this. You're right. And what I'm saying, for the last 50-something years, y'all been following behind a dude that's in violation. How many people, if this is true, I'm not saying it is, we ain't got to work yet. How many people had to be held accountable for telling by this same individual when they found out? Now, R&B was like, it's been 50-something years, he's old. I feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him.
You got to take that out of your game. If you want to be an exposer,
I'm going to tell you why I wouldn't feel sorry.
Can't feel bad for the elderly.
It's some people that told in 1968 who never got a chance to live to see 1969. I can't feel sorry for somebody who got away with 57 years of manipulation and wrong. If that's it, I hope that Mr. Hoover didn't tell, right? You know, they got mad at me because they asked me did I consider Larry Hoover a hero, and I told them no, because I really don't know what he did to be a hero.
Right.
So they asked me a few people that I thought was hero, and I was like, Jesse Owens, Harriet Tubman, you know, Martin, you know,
Ginley,
Malcolm, you know what I'm saying? So that's just me, you know, but, you know, once again, I'm in the middle of it. 1090 got me over here on my toes because either I was manipulated by the shooter or he jumped the gun and called Larry Hoover a rat before having the right documents. I will tell you this. I did some bitch ass nigga shit. I didn't pursue ordering the documents. I'm going to keep it real. If he did, I didn't want to know. But now they threw me in it. Chicago threw me in it. Chicago called me and said, we want you to do this interview.
Who is Chicago?
The number 2.
People from Chicago.
The number 2 of that organization.
The number 2 GD.
And the shooter.
King Yella.
He ain't no damn number 2.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And the shooter.
Okay.
They talking on the interview, like, so they want me to get it out. So it's like, I'm hoping Mr. James Highsmith, I believe that's his name, was truthful. Yeah, he got a proffer from 1992, but that don't mean he's lying about that. But it could mean they could have took that and use it to make him dance. I don't know. Me personally, I would sit back and take my victory with my interview with Mr. James Highsmith and let it be. 1090 ain't letting it go. You know him better than me. He's not letting it go.
Well, the interesting thing about that to me is that so many times 1090 has mentioned to me the fact that he really doesn't want to base his whole life and career around the exposing snitches thing, which you obviously have no problem with. But if you actually look at 1090's like last year of YouTube videos, he has really taken a step back on that. And I think it makes sense from his perspective because it basically creates tons of enemies for him constantly. It's like just every time he exposes somebody, that's just like a big chunk of the world that hates him. So he doesn't necessarily see a reason why he should continue to make that his whole identity.
You know why he was trying to adjust? The difference between me and 1090 is this. I talk about and cover everything. It could be whatever. Diddy, Michael Jordan, this dude did this, whatever, right? 1090 was just doing the exposing the rats. But it's a lot of rats out there, but it's not too many rats that the world cares about, want to hear about. You have to be exposing somebody that people know who you're exposing. What happens is you start to run out of those people. So you start to run out of content. See, with me, I don't got to know about a rat. We can talk about what happened to this dude over here, this dude over here. Do I think Cardi's going to have a hit or whatever? With him, he's in the box with it.
But he makes videos about other things. This is usually based on like violence, crazy gang shit, etc. Like if we look at his channel, it's tons of shit that doesn't involve snitching. It's just drama in the hood, rappers killing each other, whatever.
Yeah, but he got to do that.
Right.
Instead of
that's his general beat.
He got to do that. So, and look, man, 1090 run great content. His editing is cool. He's funny to me. You know, his punchlines. It is what it is. So I think it's going to be a 1090 Wack 100 face-off. So this what has happened. He told me.
I'll fly him out. Let's do it.
He told me if he get the paperwork, I got to face off with him.
So still after all this.
I got one more spin move.
But we still don't have the paperwork after all this.
He ordered it.
Oh, okay.
I debunked him with the newspaper. We ain't going with that. He ordered the paperwork. 1090 ordered the paperwork. He sent me, he's taught me and sent me a voice message, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, white dude.
I thought you guys were like beefing. Now it seems like it's kind of like sportsman-like.
No, this is fucking with me. This is.
But you're not like mad, want to throw a safe at his head, right?
I expect him to do this because I debunked him by going to get the shooter. He wasn't expecting that. To say Larry didn't tell.
This is like a gentlemanly like competition to see who could be the best exposer.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not a GD. He's not a GD. I ain't from Chicago. He ain't from Chicago.
Right.
But the fact that he heard me speak on it, he went to digging on it, and he went and found another newspaper.
But this is like the funniest shit. It's like my introduction to this, like aside from the 1090 video, I watched a video of King Yella spazzing on 1090, and his arguments against 1090 were, number one, how dare you say anything negative about Larry Hoover, which is not even a real argument because what the fuck is that? Like he's a man, he's not a god. Who cares? So if he did something wrong, it should be discussed and
Bro,
have content made about it, right?
They think he's a guy.
Yeah, I mean that's just pathetic.
I asked him. I said, "Yo, he went to jail at 23, 24. Okay, his rise from 73 to the late 90s." We know wasn't no Gandhi or Martin Luther King type rise because that's when he caught the RICO investigation and caught the 6 life sentences to go to the feds.
Right.
So we know whatever he was doing in that time span probably wasn't a good thing in the eyes of the law or the community.
But then the other argument that Yella was using against 1090 is basically like, you're a white boy and you just want to drum up beef between black people.
That's why you want to address
the
it.
two
That's
dumbest
what they say
arguments.
About your white ass.
These are so stupid. Like
that's dumb.
What are we even talking about?
Yeah,
These are the two dumbest arguments I could possibly imagine. So
indeed,
all I have to say is,
talk to you.
Larry Hoover deserves to be analyzed and judged just like everybody else. The only good argument, or at least argument that could possibly work, is in the late 60s.
Yeah.
And you tell me it was possible since you were alive back then. In the late 60s, were there different standards
No.
of snitching? Because let's be real, the world was very different 60 years
No, it
ago
wasn't.
in
I'ma
a
tell you
ton
why.
of ways. Probably a lot of those ways are not things
I'ma
that
tell you
we
what
are
debunks
necessarily
that.
aware of because none of us were alive
Let
during
me
that
tell
time
you
period.
what debunks that.
Okay.
The Black Panthers were taken down because internally they had a what? Snitch.
Okay.
Snitching has been snitching.
Mhm.
Your op come shoot you and you identify who they are. That's what that is.
But this is an idea that it still seems like some people struggle with, is the idea that even if someone goes out of their way to hurt you, like, yes, of course, if me and you are friends and we go rob a bank together and I tell on you, then I've done something wrong. But to a lot of people, it's hard to wrap their head around the idea that if someone
Here's the thing.
comes and tries to kill you, you're also still not allowed to snitch on that person.
I'm not.
That, for a
I'm
lot
not
of people,
allowed-
that's tough.
I got it. Cuban Rob right there, they'll tell you. Homies and told him. Whacked and took cases. Because I know I got the money to pay a legal beagle. I don't need you in there stressed out talking about, let's take this. So I didn't send cats home from the substation. I done been hit with bodies that wasn't mine. I was
When
in
was
there.
this?
I was in there for attempted murder,
Uh-huh.
and then got hit with another murder while I'm in there for attempted murder. Four people get arrested on the street while I'm already fighting the attempt. They see I'm the juvenile. All of them go to the county jail. So you know what they do? They take them, book them, release them, come to Silmar, pull me down and say, look, you know these people? I'm looking at them, all homies. Well, they got booked this morning on the murder and they're out. You know why? Because they all said you did it. This murder, boom, 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 boom. What you got to say with it? You send me back to my cell. I fought that. This is why Red Bull loved me the way he do. Because they all knew I didn't do it. I wasn't even there. But I wrote it, beat it, right? So what I'm saying is, we ain't created these rules. Now the rules have changed. I'm just simply saying maybe everybody needs to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, there's an expiration date to snitching. If you can get away with it for 20 years, 15 years, 12 years, 8 months, 3 hours and 2 days, maybe the snitching ain't used against you. Maybe this would, or maybe we just need to just do away with snitching and all. I don't give a damn. I ain't doing nothing. My team is legal and shit. That's just what it is, because I'm gonna be real. The snitches, when they tell, they come back richer than they was before. They get famous.
Very few examples of this.
Listen, the more high profile snitch you are, the more something's supposed to happen to you.
We were just having this conversation about Max
Bull
B.
is on the podcast.
If Max B did not, okay, he comes from a different world, and people are fascinated by him outside of his usual circle or whatever. But
I don't know.
We just had this conversation about Max B. I mean, Max B was going to have a hero's welcome. If what you're saying is true, Max B's return will be almost entirely destroyed.
Well, he sent the paperwork.
It will be nonstop. He will be a laughing stock. He will be a joke. People will spare no expense to absolutely shit down his throat.
I'm gonna be real with you.
That's just how this goes.
I'm telling you what his brother telling me, right?
Right. And
I'm still up in the air on when the paperwork come, what I'm gonna do with it, because it's still a roadblock there for me.
What is the roadblock?
One of my comrades that's very close to him, and I'm gonna have to have that conversation with him. And I'm not gonna lie to you. If and when I had that conversation with him, he's from New York, very known rapper. When I had that conversation with him, and he tells me, Wack, could you not expose that paperwork? There's probably a good chance I'm not going to expose it.
See, you and 1090 are both compromised. You actually have that in common as well, because 1090 told me, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he told me that he has information about a rapper. He made the video, and he was reached out to by the absolute top upper echelon of hip hop saying, can you please not put that video out? And he abided by that.
Well, mine is just because it's a brotherhood with me and the individual. And my respect for him.
You need to be more principled.
No, my respect.
If you really believe that snitching is wrong, you need to actually be willing to destroy your relationships.
My respect for him is greater than my distaste for this dude. I don't really know him, right? I don't give a about him. If I ever seen, it ain't finna be no what I don't know. I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, I know what's happening with you. Either he gonna respect that or respond to that. But if I get the paperwork in hand and I read this work, unlike most situations where it's going up, I'm gonna call my brother that's from over there, and I'm gonna be like, bro, this is what it is. I'm telling you, I'm looking at it. When I tell him that, either he gonna tell me, Wack, shit, send it to me. Or he gonna be like, bro, could you leave that alone? And then at that point, it's a lot of people I'm close to, bro, that if they ask me to leave something alone, I'll leave it alone. The Larry Hoover stuff, bro, I haven't put my team on going to find the work. I haven't.
And do you even know any GDs? You even like tapped in with anybody associated with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know them. But a lot of the youngsters,
They don't give a
they don't give a. Have you ever asked them? About dude, they say some crazy
I don't
shit.
even have to ask. I already know that.
Yeah, they be like, what? We don't give, like, they don't care about none of that. What they stand for and representing ain't got nothing to do with what
I mean, you're talking about somebody who's like 80 years old. Even like, I keep referencing King Yella, but if he's 35 or whatever, I mean,
Yella don't know him.
He don't know him. That's like his time on the streets was completely different than
I asked him the other day, what did he, because they said they considered him a hero, and I was asking, like, out of curiosity, well, what did he do to be considered a hero?
Yeah.
One dude said, well, he came up with the format of the boys clubs. So we researched it. It's a Hoover, but it's a white Hoover. Wrong Hoover.
Right.
Right? And then another dude said, we provided safe passage for the kids to get to school. But then they say he sold heroin to their parents at the same time. So I'm asking, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I was just, Harriet Tubman, I asked the dude, I said, well, Martin Luther King, can you tell me a few things that we had? He won a Nobel Peace Prize. He was a, peace marcher, the desegregation, the voting, the I Have a Dream speech. I said, okay, cool. Can you tell me some things Mr. Hoover has done? Because I'm curious. I want to know.
Well, think about it. Like, Jay-Z gets treated like a hero, right? What's the basis of his whole story? He was a drug trafficker. He sold drugs.
Okay.
And then he made it out and became a rapper.
And then what else?
And then started Rock Nation and created a huge label and did a million different things with his life, for sure. But, I mean, the beginning part of his... Now, the difference with Larry Hoover is that the entire thing that he's famous for is being in the streets.
Bro,
being in prison for a very long time. They
gave him 200 years for a state case. So he's in there 73, 83, 93, 25 years or some shit. And then the feds come hit him with what he been doing in the state and give him 6 life sentences on top of that. So I don't think Jay-Z took Rock Nation money and brought 5,000 keys.
No.
I think he took Rock Nation money and did something else. I don't know.
And what would we all say if we found out that Jay-Z actually took his money from Rockefeller and invested in a bunch of keys? We would say,
we'd have to put him over there.
What a fucking idiot.
We would have to put him over there.
God, he could have been one of the greatest entrepreneurs of our time, and he had to fuck it up because he's a dumbass.
I told him, when they asked me, I said, the people I mentioned, they got mad when I said Elijah Muhammad. It pissed them off. I don't know why. I told, but, at the end of the day, again, I'm the only one on those platforms defending Larry Hoover against 1090. But I told him, 1090 on a mission, if he come back with some paperwork that says something faulty, they said, well, Wack, what you gonna say then? Well, I'm gonna use my reading skills and call a spade a spade.
Yeah, if new information is presented, I will change my opinion.
That's it.
Right.
They said I shouldn't. I should just...
See, so many people have that. I think it's just because it's kind of unseemly to be hating on an old ass dude. Like, you just see that, it feels gross. Be like, if you saw an 80-year-old man get knocked out by a 20-year-old, you'd think it looked horrible. And then you find out that the 80-year-old had, killed the 20-year-old's mom. Okay. But
then I'm going to shake his hand.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like just a little different feel right there. The other funny thing, too, is that King Yella kept basically saying that 1090 is going to get killed for talking crazy about Larry Hoover. You believe that?
1090, I mean, not 1090. King Yella this is the reason why Larry Hoover got smart in 2022. Because of people like him. You got a dude that was fighting for his life, right? And he's saying, gangster disciple now means growth and development. So what he's saying, right? Growth and development. Positive, 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 positive. He's trying to go to the board and show that he took a negative that he created and changed it to a positive. And then you get a dude like King Yella that says, they gonna kill you for saying that about Larry. The GDs. My nigga, like, pipe down.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? What do you, when you do that, you just totally erased all the positive things he was trying to do. And I think Larry was trying. So you know what he did in 2022? What? Denounced everything. He's, I'm not GD Gates' disciple. I'm not GD growth and development, because these dummies was going to keep saying and doing things that gave the board more fire to power to be against than for him.
Yeah, we gotta watch this. This is the funniest shit ever.
What is this?
King Yella dancing, celebrating Larry being free, not knowing that he was not actually free. Look.
King Yella.
God damn it. I got duped. I clicked on.
See, bro, I'm gonna be real. I'm never wearing them pants right there. I don't know what they call. I'm not wearing no pants with no flowers on, bro.
Larry free. Get off our dick. Yeah, man. Truck just free Larry G's out, man. Y'all know what's going on. Welcome home, man. You hear me? God is good. Y'all know what's going on. Stop playing with us.
I mean, I told people, bro, Trump could only release you from the feds. Now, here goes the thing.
I'm gonna watch that like at least once a year for the rest of my life.
He got 200 years in the state, but he got 52, 53 in. Right?
Right.
He's eligible for parole. I think he got another board here in 2028. A lot of people are saying they're going to let him go, they're going to let him go. Bro, they didn't let Tukey go. They didn't even take the death penalty off of him. I hope they let him go, but there's no guarantee, because his original date is 2062.
You want to hear my theory?
I think
if the governor of Chicago was a Republican, he'd probably already be out.
He'd be out. But they're not. See, they're against Trump. For them to let him go, Trump gets all the glory.
Exactly.
Because without Trump taking off them 6 life sentences, he's never got a possibility to come on. Now, he's on a medium. He probably could go outside at night, see the stars, use the phone when he want to. So, not to say that's like
it's going to improve his quality of life, for sure.
His ass been in ADX where he hasn't seen a person.
Right.
Couldn't touch mail, a letter, nothing.
What if he gets right back to trafficking and ordering hits and shit?
No, we're not going to say that. We're not going to even insinuate that. I don't believe he would do such a thing.
Speaking of Trump, have you seen the beef that's going on between Elon Musk and Trump?
Yeah, it's kind of like Elon. Elon got to tread lightly, bro. Because Trump is a chess player.
Trump has so much more power.
It's like you played him to get all these things and do these commercials, get all this government funding, and now you're going against him.
Because Trump allowed Elon to get so close to the U.S. government that I'm sure that there's just so much shit that Elon knows about that Trump doesn't really want him to expose. So Elon's first move during all this today has just been a war zone, for the record. On Twitter, it's been crazy with them. Well, really not Trump going back and forth. Trump's doing like press conferences talking about, but Elon said that the reason why the Epstein files have not been released is because of Trump and the fact that Trump was out there, which is really one of the craziest accusations that you could possibly make, because he's basically saying that Trump was fucking with children. I mean, really, like teenagers or whatever.
He's not saying that.
Well, but what is the other thing that's going on?
Release him don't mean Trump is with you.
What else is going on at Epstein's Island that you would be ashamed of?
He could have some more political partners that may have been involved in some things that he's trying to keep from getting exposed. I don't mean it was him.
Listen, maybe Elon doesn't actually think that, but by saying that, he's opening the door for that to be what most people assume, because that is, wait, what other illegal activities were going on at Epstein's Island? Maybe drugs, sure,
R&B,
but primarily weird sex stuff and underage girls.
We did. We pulled up on Epstein Island.
I don't believe you. I guess I'll just put it that way.
I swear to God, we pulled up on Epstein Island.
What did you do there?
When we went to the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
We went out there, chartered a boat. They pulled right up on it.
Okay.
They said it had just sold.
It's not really Epstein's Island anymore, right?
No, they sold it for like 20 million, 30, some low shit.
Just some other island.
They sold it for low. Like, but
probably because it's got a creepy vibe.
What I'm telling you this is that it literally sits in the middle of the water. Your ass, once you there, ain't no getting off unless you get to a boat or a helicopter.
Uh-huh.
There's no highways or nothing to take you here. So I can only imagine the people that's brought there knowing.
Right.
You better do what you told to do, however you told to do it, or you ain't leaving.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. There were moments where when the Elon and Donald Trump romance was like really heating up, where people in politics were saying, watch how this is going to end. Because Trump, notoriously, his friendships seem very much based on loyalty, people who are willing to suck his dick in order to get whatever they can out of their career, et cetera. And with the Elon thing, I think he has a lot more pride than the average person working in politics, because so many people, these Republicans who are in Washington, will just literally do whatever Trump says. And we're seeing that even with people like Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos, who are basically willing to bend the knee to keep Trump happy. And I mean, I never thought that they would go from seemingly cool to making the most vicious accusations about each other in the course of like a handful of days. Like, this is mind-blowing stuff, and who knows how bad it could get. Who knows who's working in the background to try to make this not get that bad. But this is out of control. This is like one of the craziest things we've seen in the history of politics.
Be real. If you're asking me strategically, who's ahead of whom?
Elon is saying that Trump needs to be indicted.
Listen, I'm going to tell you Elon is ahead of Trump. I'm going to tell you why. I think when Elon made his move, whatever he did as far as donating to Trump's thing or whatever, to befriend him, Elon already knew why he was doing it, what he was going in there to do, what he was going in there to achieve, and how he was going to make his out. He knew the things he needed to find out to strengthen the hand he already had, and that's what he's doing. Now, you're going to know that because if you don't start to see Trump pull back on some of those funding he allowed to Elon, it's because Elon knows too much or has something.
It's all about this bill that has a ton of government spending. It has like almost $3 trillion worth of government spending, or that's going to increase the national debt by around $3 trillion. And the whole thing about it is that Trump put Elon in place to open the Doge agency where they could attack government spending. And it seems like Elon is actually kind of more principled in terms of his support for that.
He's saying, well, we're looking and you're the problem.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Trump doesn't give a he just wants to get his way in every possible way. So Elon's realizing that he might have, like, Elon really kind of fucked up his whole image by getting so behind Trump. There's so many people, look at how Tesla's stock is doing. Like, so many people. Yeah,
but you got it.
I would have considered buying a Tesla. I would never buy a Tesla now. Why? You could give me a Tesla and I'm going to sell it on day one because I hate Elon Musk with such passion.
Why?
He's just such a lying bitch. He's a drug addict. I mean, bro, allegedly.
Yo, listen.
He's just a crook. It's just like, I don't trust him.
Elon's a crook?
Yes.
Do you
know about his bet with Sam Harris?
What bet?
Okay. I'm going to talk about this. I've talked about this before.
Elon ain't no crook, bro.
Elon's a crook. Let me tell you why. So in the early days of COVID, there's a writer and a philosopher, I guess you could say, Sam Harris. Him and Elon Musk is tweeting about how COVID was just like the common cold.
Yeah.
Sam Harris reaches out to him. He says, I think this is really, really inappropriate for you to be using your platform to spread this kind of stuff because it's not true. Elon said, I will bet you $1 million that there will not be 30,000 cases of COVID in America.
He ain't paid his bet?
Now, as you all know, over a couple million people died from COVID in America. Died, not just cases. So you would think if we made a serious bet like that, and Sam is fairly rich too, even though the bet actually wasn't for $1 million. It was like if Sam won the bet, Elon was going to donate $1 million to his charity of choice. And if Elon won the bet, Sam was going to give him $1,000, I believe it was. It was like mismatched in that regard. So as it became obvious that Sam was the right one in this argument, Elon stopped responding to him and started trashing him on Twitter, and obviously didn't pay up his end of the bet. Now, that's just one random story. That story right there, in a lot of communities that we're involved in, I think, like if we made a bet of $1 million, you didn't pay. I'm in the poker world. If somebody makes a bet of $1 million, they don't pay, you are eternally shunned from that world. So that right there is enough for me to say that I know that Elon has no principles and he's a piece of shit. That being said, I also think there's 1,000 other good examples.
I can't say that about Elon because
you met him one time.
I met him
and you glazed him.
No, listen, when we stepped into his facility, he told the security, let Wack do what he want to do. He let me use my phone. I got all kind of crazy recordings. He let me wander around the grounds, ask him questions. Kicked it with him and his son. I got all the videos and shit, right? So he was cool with me. Like, he kind of told me his philosophy on dealing with his workforce.
Right, he was nice to you. So.
No, he was cool. He was just, what I appreciated about Elon is he was just down. He was like, no, I walk in here, you be like, Wack, what's up? Like regular, people would think that Adam is probably tucked away over here. You can't get to it. You be running around here with your little game, whatever you call that, chilling, right? It's just real shit. Like Elon's the same way. But
it's easy to be nice when you're fried off of ketamine all day. What I just realized
I didn't see him eat no.
I don't know if I've ever been in a situation where I was rooting for Trump so much.
I never saw him eating popcorn. I never seen
ketamine. It's a drug. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't listen.
New York Times just did a huge expose.
If you want to debate me,
ecstasy, cocaine,
debate me about all these new drugs.
He does way more drugs than me.
I don't know nothing about these new drugs. I don't know what they look like.
Just because you don't know about them doesn't mean that they're not real.
No, I'm not saying they're not real, but I don't know. Like when you say ketamine, like what does that do?
It's a tranquilizer.
To do what? Like keep
to get fucked up.
Okay, but what is an upper?
No, it's more of a downer. Chills you out. Apparently, it's amazing. I've never done it.
See, where I come from, these dudes don't even do drugs right. Because where I come from, you couldn't do uppers and downers. You speedball and your heart blow up on you. Now they
still do it.
They tooting cocaine, drinking lean, smoking weed, popping perks, whatever this shit is. I don't,
Yeah, that's
the old school drugs: crack, powder, marijuana, PCP, heroin.
So you look down on Elon because he doesn't smoke crack?
No, I don't look down on Elon at all.
I honestly don't really think
I respect his business hand.
It's definitely possible.
I respect his business hand.
Right. I guess, okay, I respect that too. That being said, I'm really joyfully watching Tesla's stock price go down.
Now, their stock, when it went down, all that was a play. Because if you brought into it that low, the shit went right back up.
Okay. Let's do this.
Now, I don't like Teslas because I'm scared of them. I'm scared of that battery. I'm scared that if something happens, accident, the doors may lock up. The windows, you can't break them.
Look at this. Tesla's sales in Europe have experienced a significant decline with a 49% drop in April 2025 compared to the previous year. 49%.
So let me ask you something.
I'm having a good old time watching this go down. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the most fun I've had watching the news in a while.
I want to see where you at with it.
Sure.
You think that affects Elon?
Yes.
No. Elon been got his money.
Why do you think he took a step back from Doge? Because they're going to kick him off the fucking Tesla board.
Elon been got his money.
Yes, he has a lot of money. He has enough money that he doesn't have to make any more money, but he has very lofty ambitions in his career. He wants to build the next generation of space travel. He wants to build the next generation of electric cars.
That's some ego shit going on right now.
Right. He's going to be rich either way.
Elon been got his money from Tesla many moons ago. He has to stay there in the position he is because he's the face and the voice of it, right? He wouldn't give a fuck if it plummeted. It don't affect his pockets. He's already been paid off from that. Now, the ego thing is anything I touch, I want to turn to gold and I want to continue to enhance the things that I want to do.
Everybody views Tesla as being his. So regardless of what percentage of it,
that's why you pay him.
What percentage of it he owns, if Tesla flops, if Tesla implodes and is no longer a successful company, everybody on earth is going to look at that as Elon's failure.
That's where the ego kicks in. But what I'm telling you financially, he already done cashed in on Tesla.
I believe you that there's almost nothing that could happen to Elon Musk that would fuck him over financially.
No, we ain't talking about his overall finances. When it comes to Tesla, he's already cashed in. He didn't got what he's gonna get, and right now they just paying him his little salary, whatever it is. You need to be the face and the voice of this thing. That's how they do. They take these companies, they build it, they sell them, and then they stay in place and be the face of it because that's what brought it its value.
The thing is that Elon is very much involved with Tesla on a day-to-day basis. He's made it very clear that the self-driving robo-taxi thing is like his pride and joy. Like that's what he's dying to get off the ground and make that. He believes that that's going to be like the next great revolution in transportation, which it very may well be if it works out.
I think it's all a setup because they record.
Let's destroy our sales in Europe.
They drive themselves, and brother, they're dangerous. You get in an accident in those things, that battery goes.
They're a lot less dangerous than regular
burns
cars.
10 times hotter than a fuel fire.
Okay, but it's a lot less dangerous than human beings driving.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Then why are they allowing them to be on the roads if they're so much more dangerous?
I seen a video clipping of the ones that they got out in Arizona driving on the wrong side of the freeway.
There are incidents like that, but that doesn't really compare to a human being which gets drunk, looks for his keys while he's driving, smashes his wife's head into the dashboard while he's driving.
The programming gets drunk. It malfunctions.
Right. No, not consistently.
What?
And before it's deployed nationwide, probably most of that will be tied up. Now, obviously, this is a very lofty ambition.
Listen, have you studied the fires?
Not
how hot they burn?
No.
They shut the damn freeway down 18 hours.
Yeah.
Because the batteries went up.
Okay, well, Tesla then. Let's not buy Tesla.
And they said, in order for them to dispose of the batteries, it's 3 times worse than what we're doing with the fuel.
So you think Elon's a genius, but you also think that he's pushing these death boxes onto the American people.
They're saying disposing of these batteries is 3 times worse for the environment than what the pollution is doing from the combustion of the fuel.
The important thing is that I have found someone who I like less than Trump. Which is, I didn't know that I had that in me.
Listen, man, I like Trump. I like Elon.
I do too. As long as if he's an Elon up.
Has he said something back to Elon?
He said that Elon has Trump derangement syndrome, which is fucking hilarious because that's what they've been saying about the Democrats for all these years. And now Trump says it about someone. I don't know if he's ever said it before today when he said it about Elon, which, Trump, you're kind of winning me over right now. Because, all he has to do is order a raid on Elon's crib and they're going to find all these drugs. And that's probably going to, Elon in prison could happen.
It could happen with any of them.
Yeah, but it's probably a little bit more realistic if he's got cocaine in his house. That being said, are you aware of what went on at Marathon Burger in Venice over the weekend?
No, what happened?
So basically, after the Almighty and Brandon incident, I think Brandon started it by saying that he was going to Venice to the Marathon Burger opening, right? And it became kind of like a challenge that Almighty wouldn't pull up. Brandon goes there from noon to 5, which I believe was the time.
That's way too long.
That's a very long time, right? That sounds crazy to me too. But the whole time he's looking at his phone and he's seeing on Suspect's story, the suspect is advertising that he is going to go. But suspect doesn't get there till like 6:30. So Brandon's already gone. Suspect shows up. He's with his pops. He's with a couple other people, presumably looking for Brandon. I don't know exactly what they would have done to him, but they might have done something to him.
Okay, now question. Who said that they were just going for the grand opening versus, did Brandon say, I bet you won't pull up?
I don't know if he said those actual words, but it's something along those lines that eventually became.
I'm going to say it like this, whether it was Suspect or Brandon, whoever tried to create some type of pull-up challenge is a bitch-ass nigga. Because why would you go to that man's place of business, right? Yeah. And bring in some no-jumper shit, especially Brandon, you already hollering, screaming a knife. So why would you go to that man's place of business to create that type of conflict? You could have totally met you at the Beverly Center. Go over there. Go over there. Meet me at Carl's Jr. If Black Sam, and we already been seeing that the police since the last bozo did the sabotage shit, had his broad record and then sold his own footage, ever since that happened, right? Police have been up there in the Hollywood location jacking motherfuckers, trying to make it uncomfortable, trying to get the word out that you might get pulled over, we're going to catch you with drugs.
Really?
Catch
That's the
you with
word?
a gun. No, it's up.
Wow.
They've been jacking motherfuckers, right? So now here it is. He goes open the second one at Venice, right? Why bring that type of potential situation to the man's place of business?
Exactly. And from what Brandon said,
Whoever
from
did
what
it.
other people said, it's like you go there, there's cops, there's security, and there's hella gang members. So it's like probably the worst place you could ever think to fight. Because if the cops and the security don't see you, the gangbangers are going to probably whoop your ass.
Whatever happens is a reflection on the business.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
You don't
for sure,
want
yeah.
Marathon Burgers known as Murder Burger,
Oh, shit.
known as the hot spots in the hood.
It's not the worst idea for a location right there.
You know, you don't like, that ain't what that is. That's what that was.
Murder Burger coming
He
soon
could
to
have got the
Burbank.
spot at the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson.
Mm.
This is why he went to where he went, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing the total opposite on what they did with the clothing.
Right.
So Brandon, user square, you shouldn't have did it. If you did it, I don't know. And Almighty, come on, bro. That's some bitch ass shit because you ain't double back to catch Brandon up here after the fact, you know, when you got fired. So why take that type of problem to this man's place of business? This is real talk, bro. If you looked up and Wack walked in the Marathon Burger,
Looking for smoke.
that's me hating on this man.
Everybody's going to say Wack's a dickhead for doing that.
Because
Yeah.
I know it's a potential problem.
Yeah.
And whatever happens gonna be so fucked up, they line to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna say, you know what? This happened over here and this thing happened, this tragedy. Now you bringing this. So I know as a businessman and as a man, hey, listen, like, you know, if you do that, what that's gonna bring to this man. And that business, as far as I'm concerned, is bigger than Black Sam.
Yeah.
You know, every time I see him doing something like that, you know, I figure that's for, you know, the kids and Nip's kids and his legacy when it comes to that, right? But, you know, that's why people be thinking I'll be on some bullshit with Nip. I don't be on no bullshit with Nip. I'm just, if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer. Whether it's for or against you, I'm going to give you a fucking answer. No, I'm not, can't nobody tell me how to answer. I'm not the sheep. I'm a wolf in my navigation through my life. So just because everybody else is over there, if I know everybody else over there and that don't make sense, I'm going to speak my truth. Then they say, well, Wack, because you ain't going on with the flow, fuck it. If I'd rather stand a man and not be considered a follower, right, than be with everybody else and you can hang out with everybody else because you niggas is busters anyway. You ain't no motherfucking man. Your woman is laying next to half of her and she don't even know it.
Wait, what? What are you talking about now?
Just what I said. Any man who don't navigate himself and what his thoughts and what his righteous beliefs are, because the majority are saying, do it this way, I'm going to call you a half a man. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? That's the perfect bed for a bisexual individual such as yourself. Because you got a full woman and you got a man over here that's half man, half woman. You could have your way all day and all night.
I don't know how this relates to the burger spot anymore, but okay. I kind of like lost the connection between Almighty and now you're talking about being with a bisexual man in bed.
I'm just saying that just people in general. Man, this lady,
Who's calling?
Tiara Marie, I don't know what's wrong with her. I put her on the phone with Ray J. I tried to rekindle that to get her some business. Then she turned around and cussed me out for doing it. I don't know.
Well,
Shout out to Tiara Marie.
I was trying to listen to an ad clip about something.
Hey, you know what?
Something Ray J related.
Hey, that'd be a good plug talk session.
What?
You and Tiara Marie and Leonard.
Who's that? I don't know her.
Tiara Marie? Pull her up. I think that'd be a good session for you.
Tiara Marie.
Yeah.
Tiara Marie.
Hey, how can I ask her?
Is this a trans person? Is that what you're trying to do to me
No,
here?
that Tiara Marie Fool, what you mean? She's R&B.
She's
She
from.
been in movies, all kind of
She
shit.
signed with Rockefeller.
Yeah, back in the day. That's a real person.
Never heard of her. What is she? What she do? Was she sued 50 Cent
That's old. That's
because he reposted images to his millions of followers?
It was a Cinnabon face.
So she's actually famous. I should know who she is.
Yeah, everybody knows Tiara Marie is spending lottery ticket with Bow Wow.
Looks like R&B.
Who? No, definitely not.
No.
No.
Okay. Well.
No, that's natural beauty. That R&B thing is. She sings R&B.
Yeah.
You know, I could actually. She was calling. Hey, would you do plug talk with Adam and Leonard?
Does she do porn? If the answer is no, then she probably shouldn't be on Plug Talk.
What I'm saying is, if you got Tiara Marie to do plug talk with you and your wife, that shit would go crazy.
If she's never done porn, I would assume that there's a very low chance of this
But
happening.
this is the thing. When you ask me if she does porn, it's a tricky, because Tiara Marie is Tiara Marie. Now, has she been in the porn world openly? Probably not. That's what makes this.
She's had revenge porn leaked out to the world.
Yeah,
Kim K type stuff.
that 50 Cent shit. You didn't see that video?
No, what's
Oh, look, Cinnabon. It's crazy.
Cinnabon.
Yeah. It shit might be up.
6 years ago, Tiara Marie opens up about 50 Cent public humiliation, relationships, and more.
Bro, it was a video up.
Well, she has a song with Gucci and Soulja Boy. That's pretty legendary.
Yeah, real shit. Yo, let's ask her.
You're gonna call her?
I'm gonna ask. She was just calling. Let's ask her.
Tell her I'm a lifelong hip hop head. I never heard of her. Don't tell her that, actually.
I'm gonna tell you when to hit that. Fuck it. Shit. Then out on the boat.
Getting long.
Yo,
What you doing?
do you know Adam 22?
No, I don't know him. I only know him through you and seeing you.
No jumper.
No, I don't know him. I'm saying I only know from you being.
Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been involved with a white guy?
No.
He want to hit that.
What? Oh my God.
Look, they got a thing called Plug Talk, him and his wife. And shit's huge. It's a big ass thing, I swear. Go Google it.
I don't want nothing to do with that.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, as my brother, I don't want nothing to do with
You don't want to experience the 22ster?
No, I don't.
It can be brokered by the rooster.
You just said he's married. Now, I can see if he was a nigga that was trying to get with me for real, but he's married.
Him and his wife do this together.
No, I don't want to with him and his wife. No, Wack.
So you just want to fuck with him?
No, I don't.
Hey,
Tiara. I can't believe you even called me.
Tiara. It pay $100,000 for 30 minutes.
Oh, well, maybe we could talk.
I'm gonna call you back. Punchline. Gotcha.
Now we know her price. I don't want anything to do with that. Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
Pretty good. Yo, we got 20 minutes left before we're gonna go into our members
there's
only.
some few things
episode.
up here.
There's a couple things. And one thing I really want to ask you about. All right, so did you see me with 4 Extra? 3 of the clips are out so far. I told him I wanted him to fight King Pill. He said that he's not down to fight King Pill because King Pill is a smoker.
Clout chaser.
He's a clout chaser, and he
Nephew.
ain't got no money.
I'm with you.
To me, none of those things should matter when it comes to a
matters.
squabble. He was just beating up homeless people
Let me
in
tell you
jail.
something. Here goes the difference. If King Pill knocked on that door and told for extra, let's take a fade, nephew gonna fade him right here.
Right.
All the marketing and promoting in the building, he ain't gonna do it because he know dude playing the game to play off him. He getting smart. This real shit. If he knock on that door and say, let's fade right here, no problem. But all the this, he know King Pill trying to use his name. Because listen, 4 Extras created that lane talking about these jail fights and what he doing, blase, blase. And then they all mimicking dude. So I get what he's saying now. If it's somebody, now watch this. If Blueface said, 4 Extras, let's get in the ring, he with that.
Uh-huh.
Right?
That's an easy call.
Because he he benefits from that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad he said that. It's like, bro, you not me. You not on my level for me to give you that. It ain't like we partners or any type of comrades, right? If I wanted to, right now, I could go get me and 4X's a bag in the world to watch it.
All right, here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? 4X's wouldn't have Wack, me and you, let's go. What they paying?
Right.
Boom. He not doing that with dude.
King Pill, realistically, probably doesn't have a ton of money. Who cares? That doesn't have
We
anything
ain't
to do with
talking about
anything.
what he got.
But I'm saying that's one of 4X's reasons why I didn't want to fight him. Probably not a rich man. Okay, cool. Number 2, a smoker. I've spent a bunch of time around King Pill. I don't believe he's doing any hard drugs.
Shit.
Number 3, he's a clout chaser. I'm sorry, everybody's a clout chaser in this world.
Nah.
You need to be.
Do you believe he's a belly dancer?
King Pill?
Yeah.
No.
Want to bet?
I did see the video of him rapping wearing nail polish.
Do you want to bet?
That he was I never even heard of a male belly dancer.
I'm going to leave it like that. Let's move on.
So you're going to expose that?
Hey, listen, I'm chilling. You know one thing about me, I sit back and let them play themselves, and then when it happens, it happens.
Because King Pill did, his last text to me today was, tell Wack I said, what up, Paru?
I don't, here's the problem with that. And every Damu out there is going to know what I'm saying.
We got to put the P first.
If you don't identify yourself as that when you approached me originally, I don't want to hear it later on.
So his first DM to you didn't mention the gang?
His first couple interactions to me, he never mentioned none of that. So at this point, it's a gimmick and you playing with something. So, you know, that's your world.
If he's accepted by his hood and he can go to his hood and he gets love from his hood, is it still a gimmick?
I'm telling you that if I run into somebody, right, or I'm communicating with somebody and I never identify myself, and then 6 months later or a year later, I start doing another little gimmick on Instagram as a gang member.
But you accept Chris Brown and Soulja Boy as gang members, right?
They been identifying themselves as that.
But what if you met? What if you had met them before they were put on, and they obviously didn't identify themselves as that, and then years later you see them again, and now they've been put on?
Well, it's no years.
Granted,
later.
it's a little weird that they're older.
No years later because I understand how that happened with them. Because the individual that happened with, right, is very close to me anyway.
I'm just saying, people always will try to say in conversation with me, like, oh, they're not actually from their hoods. I'm like, no, they are, because their hood says so.
Yeah, listen,
their hood gets to make the decision.
I don't know what his politic is over there. I'm just saying he didn't identify himself to me when his first interactions with me, right? So what he do? I'm gonna be real. I don't give a about none of these.
I feel like if you get a DM from somebody who wants to buy promo and they also are like, hey, I'm a Paru, rah, rah, rah. Like, is that necessary? Like,
well, here's the thing.
Wants to do some
You're a white
business,
boy
right?
that don't come from where I come from.
I'm aware of that.
So you're not going to understand what I'm saying.
I feel like you would also kind of write him off if he came up to you saying some Paru shit the first time he talked to you as well. Like in the DM when he's trying to buy promo, you're going to be like, nah, that's unprofessional.
No, here's the thing. If you approach me in the DM for some promo and you a homie and I can authenticate that, at that time, I'm not selling you nothing.
So every Pyru gets free promo.
If a homie hit me and say, Wack, boom, 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 boom.
Okay, if you have somebody vouching for him.
I'm going to run it. And if it come back, that's what it is, I'm going to show him some Damu love. But it only would happen like that if it's an individual.
It's like an employee discount.
That's really something going on with. I don't know. To each his own. He could do. I'm watching the play, and I ain't mad at his play because he's doing what it takes. It seems what I'm learning over this last 6 months to a year, that the thing that I guess they say we have that we don't trip, people would die for or sell their soul for.
What?
We watched it. Whatever this
being from somewhere,
notoriety, having a voice in some things, right? These people wear a dress. They'll tell on themselves. They'll do whatever it takes to get people to look their way and not understand that either people gonna fuck with you or they not. You get what I'm saying? And they jumping out the window. 4 extras is being exactly who we know him to be. To a point to where he pisses us off and we be like, what is your dumb ass doing again? We watched him go to jail 2-3 times, right? Why? Why did he go? Why did he go? Being who he is.
Yeah.
Right? So he's authentic. The authentic people got the longevity in this shit, right? The people that's like, okay, I'm gonna be like him. You become a gimmick. People laugh at you for a minute and then you go away.
Sometimes you're able to sustain the laughing.
I mean, it's Orlando Brown. 607 Arc is doing good at it.
Right. I mean, a lot of people, when it comes, being on podcasts it's almost like you could view it like being a comic, a stand-up comic, where you get on stage as a stand-up comic. You're not the person that you are the other 23 hours of the day. You're playing an amplified, ridiculous version of yourself. Same thing if you're a rapper.
Adam.
If you're a rapper, I'm pretty sure that Soulja Boy is different on camera than he is the rest of the day.
Who?
I just use Soulja Boy as an example. We can talk about anybody. Yeah.
But that's his energy.
I'm different when I'm not on camera.
When I
it's
call
not that
Soulja
different,
Boy,
but it's at least a little different.
He doing the same shit.
And I was,
what up, big homie?
Right.
Big head motherfucker. I'm the first to do it. That's Soulja Boy.
Right.
Before we come in here, do we fucking have a meeting to talk about, right, who we are? Some of these dudes be psyching themselves out, looking in the mirror. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to wear this. R&B I'm like, oh shit, I got to get down there. I got the little kid coming in there. I reach into the jeans, grab a motherfucking t-shirt. I don't give a, you know what I'm saying?
But if I'm
the rest
King
of these
Pill,
the rest of these dudes, they own what they own. This is why.
If you're King Pill and you're trying to get on, you put some baby oil on your body.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with that. This is why Munchie B has some life. And he needs to, some things he could do to cross over. But this is why he has some life, because he's being who he is. He's talking about the stories and giving you his opinion on how he would not see things or do things based upon where he come from. He got some life in this shit.
I agree.
Rick Rock, I've watched him over 5 to 6 years try different things. The things he was trying to do, he had to create and turn into that. His first thing was skits, and it was funny, but the people didn't really gravitate to him. Now, him in that pocket, giving his personal opinion of
good.
Rick Rock, now that's working for him.
I agree.
Right? So the people that's the gimmicky shit, it only goes so far. Even rappers, the gimmicky rappers, only go so far. The ones that just being who they are and people like them for who they are or hate them for who they are. Vlad's always been Vlad. Is any difference? Weird ass high pitched laugh. That's Vlad.
Talking about his home invasion.
Whatever, that's Vlad. Yeah, he told me about it.
I know, I saw.
Right? Is it out?
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said about you?
Nah. Wait.
He said you made him feel uncomfortable.
Wait, why did he say that?
Didn't he? He said you were saying some sexual gay shit to him about me.
About you?
I swear to God, he said. I'm like, bro. I said, because everybody wants to know, Wack, man, we've been waiting for you to reach across the table. I said, bro.
When have I ever said anything gay about you to Vlad?
I don't know. I wasn't in here. I didn't know he told me. But I'm like, yo, first of all, I'm not a gay basher. I understand that Adam is like a 0.25% community.
No.
Do I think he's tried something to date? No. But do I think he has the mind to try some shit? And it's some shit that he would do depending on certain circumstances? Yes. Depending on what's going on.
Just staring at me like waiting for me to crack.
You're not an absolute no.
No, it's a no.
Everything's absolute no.
I'm going to die not having done anything gay with a man. Yes.
But you let transgenders sit on your lap, rub on your chest and shit.
But you realize that's different than actually doing something gay with a man.
That's a sexual act.
Okay, so
if a woman sitting on my lap, rubbing on my chest, R&B walk in, she tripping.
If a trans woman wants to sit on my knee for the purpose of making people laugh on a podcast, I'm okay with that.
So you're going to sacrifice your manhood.
How does that sacrifice my manhood? It just made my knee stink for a little bit.
You smelled your knee?
Yeah.
It was stinking?
Stunk to the high heavens, wacko.
I'm gonna leave that right there. What the fuck? See, I can never have these stories.
Right.
I just can't. That's what I'm saying. I think that depending on it, I think certain things you would try.
I have high-fived guys while fucking a girl together.
That's just your weird dude.
That's just bro shit.
Yeah, that's, I tell people I don't believe in
I'm just trying to think of the gayest thing I've ever done.
I don't believe in sword fights, and that's cool. But I believe that you would let certain individuals give you head just to see what it was like.
Oh, a man?
Like a transgender type.
No. Not interested.
So what if one did and then you find out after the fact and they were still standing in the lobby?
Oh, what would I do? Fuck, that's a tough one. I don't know. Part of me would want to just beat the dog shit out of him. Part of me, it's like, okay.
But what if after the fact, you was like, that was the best head I ever had, and then you find out?
Because I do think that men probably have bigger throats than women.
See, this is what I'm saying. We're not having
I'm just saying, we got bigger everything else.
Yo, check this out.
We're taller, we got bigger hands, we got bigger heads.
Lil Wayne Quarter 6 tour is coming. I believe June, July.
I don't really
Y'all
care
go get
about
them
the
tickets.
It doesn't say tour. It says the album. The album is coming out tonight.
The tour is coming June, July, though.
Oh, okay. You going, Mr. Cash Money?
I'm definitely going to go.
The whole thing.
You know what I mean? That's
Wait,
easy.
but who's going to be on a Lil Wayne tour in this day and age?
Lil Wayne.
Because he's got his whole little Young Money, which for some reason includes Lil Twist, who's like 40.
That's the homie, Lil Twist, the homie.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what's a little different, though.
I'm saying, like, is that really Young Money?
I'm going to tell you what's the
That's middle-aged money.
I'm going to tell you what's the difference. Sure. What's a little different to me? They just came off the Cash Money reunion tour.
Right, but that's a very different crowd.
What?
It's, that's the traditional Hot Boys reunion.
Yeah, I see, but
we're doing a Young Money reunion.
We gonna see. I mean, it's not a reunion,
but it's weird because it's like Drake and Nicki ain't going. So what even is it?
That shit, when they do that one, I think that's coming one day. It's up to Drake. I know Nicki down for it. Drake, Nicki, Wayne.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
That's epic.
You could throw Tiger in there too. He was there for a minute.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna throw Tiger in there.
You know what I'm saying?
They probably all secretly hate each other.
No.
At least some of them.
No, I think Drake and Wayne, I think they all good.
The way Drake talked about Tyga to Bobby on that interview that they did a year or two ago, that really led me to believe that
I don't know.
There's not that much respect in that relationship.
I don't know what the Drake and Tyga shit is, but I know Nicki, Wayne, Drake.
I mean, Drake just keeps saying Tyga's name like, oh, wait, you don't know Tyga? You don't listen to Tyga?
I will tell you this.
Like, the way he's saying it is as if he has no respect for Tyga.
If it's a problem with any one of those, Tyga won't be on that tour.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Tyga,
unless they
Tyga
use him
probably
to
the
open
least
up.
controversial person to have on that.
No,
tour.
Tyga ain't finna.
I feel like Wayne's down to get along with everybody because and
Nicki too.
When's the last time we seen Wayne and Nicki together? I don't really know. I know Drake and her technically patched it up many moons ago. I mean, the problem is that you just have three artists, even just those three artists. They're both worth so much touring by themselves that and especially Drake and also Nicki. The idea of them being on the road together is just so like the money would just have to make sense, and it's going to be difficult.
No, it won't.
Drake can tour by himself and make so much money.
Drake just had to cancel a tour
because of the lack of sales. That was the first I heard of that.
Bro, the climate is changing. Respectfully, Beyonce had to resort to selling $20 tickets to get people in there, bro. Shit's changing. So
Drake's a lot more lit than Beyonce.
The only one that's holding on their own, win, lose, or draw, and breaking the barrier.
Kendrick and SZA.
It's Kendrick and SZA.
But he had to call in her.
Bro, f all that. His last one, he sold it out. I think he did a 9 million, 14 million, 16. He's still breaking his own record.
I mean, the thing that Drake has done that Kendrick didn't do is that Drake has toured the country like crazy for the last couple of years.
That's a fact.
Not as in demand.
I don't believe Nicki, it's my personal opinion because I seen it and it didn't work. I don't know if she can go do a stadium tour by herself.
Probably not.
We know Drake is capable. Wayne's capable. But right now in this climate, all three of them together, guaranteed at least 2 shows every city. It'll go crazy. It's a guarantee.
Yeah.
In this climate that we in, it's a little dangerous, bro.
Drake's just Mr. Say No to everything. You know, at one point they offered him Rolling Loud and they were going to let him headline all 3 days in a row. And he, I'm good. You can only imagine how much money they tried to throw at him. He said, I'm good. Drake, you know, he's rare. He's
I
exclusive.
think if Weezy called that in,
I mean,
I think he'd do it.
Even Wayne and Drake having a song on this new album is very, very notable because Wayne had nice things to say about Kendrick. There was definitely a moment there where we felt like, oh, Drake and Wayne ain't cool like that anymore. So this makes it seem like,
bro,
oh, okay.
Just because he ain't got no
past
dog in the fight and he's sitting back watching the fight, why should he create a problem with Kendrick? Because him and Drake is doing a rap beef.
We just thought that there were indications that Wayne and Drake weren't on the best terms.
Now that's y'all want to see something. That girl got ass over there.
Yeah, she does.
Look at that.
Sucks you're married to her. I would love to have her join my concubine.
Join your what?
Like a harem.
Your concubine can't with mine.
What? They're here? Okay.
The viral guys are here.
Viral dudes. Viral dudes. They're viral.
I what they I don't know.
They get down.
I was checking them out, and I'm glad that they started to move towards the controversy shit because they was too proper to make it on the West Coast shit. It's like they would have to move into a different lane. Maybe they could have been the Gilly and Wallow of the West Coast, but now they moving into the more controversial type thing. It's a little bit. I think it's gonna work for them.
They're also kind of coming from some of the red pill sort of talking about relationship type stuff, which is that's why I've saved a couple of these topics because I feel like they might be good for us to all discuss together. But again, for the people out there who want to see this next episode, all you got to do is go to youtube.com/nojumper/join and then become a member of the Wack Pack tier for $10 a month, and you're going to be able to see all of the Adam and Wack Show episodes a few days in advance without censorship, all the swears not bleeped out, and there's going to be at least one, ideally 2 episodes per month that are going to be exclusive to the Wack Pack members.
Definitely. And stay tuned. Then the next week, you're going to see something great coming from Wack 100 and Poetic Flacco. For the up-and-coming artists, up-and-coming YouTubers, we're doing a little something for y'all. Stay tuned. Pay attention.
Sounds great. Thank you to everybody who watched this. Make sure you join the Wack Pack so you can watch another great episode, probably out by the time this is out.
Wack Peasity.
And we out. Okay.